Good morning, everyone. We're heading out to Santa Fe this weekend for another $500 road trip. It's supposed to be snowing pretty heavily in Santa Fe this weekend, so could be interesting. We could end up stranded in Santa Fe, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, there's only one way to find out.
Since Valentine's was on a weekend this year, we decided to take a quick road trip to Santa Fe, New Mexico to get out of the house. Like many of our quarantine road trips, this one also ended up being less than $500 since museums, galleries, and most other attractions in town were closed. It was still a pretty fun and adventurous trip though. This is the first road trip that we took our Mini Cooper on, which made it our most fuel-efficient road trip yet. The footage I got off our GoPro was mostly just dashboard and sky, and the footage on the dash cam of the drive to Santa Fe got overwritten already since I'm making this video late, because I'm lazy. So this footage is of our drive back to Albuquerque after the snowstorm. Santa Fe is the capital of New Mexico and is only a 1-hour drive away from Albuquerque. Santa Fe has a lot of historical significance. It is the oldest capital city in the country since it was founded back in 1607. Santa Fe originally served as the capital of the Kingdom of New Mexico, settled by the Spanish Empire. It has the oldest church in the US, and it has the oldest house in the US. It is the highest state capital in the country, at 7,200 feet of elevation. The next highest capital is Cheyenne, Wyoming, at 6,000 feet. For Valentine's Day, we usually make our own chocolate-covered strawberries and buy bulk flowers. This comes out to a fraction of the price of store-bought strawberries and flowers. But this year, we weren't able to do that. Strawberries were sold out in all the stores that we tried, and flowers were all delayed in shipping due to the winter storms across the country. But we still picked up a nice little fruit cake from Whole Foods and a bunch of our favorite snacks. Once we got to Santa Fe, we drove around town for a while looking for a place to eat, and we found a parking lot with a bunch of food trucks and decided to give it a shot. Then we headed to our Airbnb for the night. We have watched so many van life videos during quarantine, and we decided it was time that we tried it for ourselves.
So I got birria tacos and we got Moises quesadilla tacos. We got these from a local food truck and it looks very delicious, so can't wait to eat.
After eating, we headed out to explore what we could. Santa Fe has become a pretty easygoing town with everything opening at 10 a.m. and closing at 4 p.m. We spent some time driving around town and exploring things that we might not normally see when we're in Santa Fe, and it was pretty interesting to see just how quiet everything was. We went to the Santa Fe outlet stores, which look straight out of an abandoned exploration video. Then we went and visited Ethel the Whale. This is a scale sculpture of a blue whale, and it holds the record for being the biggest sculpture made entirely from recycled material. At this point, it was getting bitter cold outside, and there were some snowflakes starting to blow around, so we decided it was time to head back. It has been our Valentine's tradition to get what we call nasty pizza. Super savory and unhealthy pizza that is so bad for you, but tastes so good. We picked up pizza from the local chain Pizza 9 and headed back to the van. We stayed up late watching movies and watching the snow. Outside it was freezing cold, but inside the van we were pretty cozy with a bunch of blankets and the heater on full blast. The next morning we kept watching the road conditions and debating whether we should stay in Santa Fe or head back home. There were tons of great last-minute deals on local hotels, so staying wouldn't have been a bad option. But as the day went on, the roads got cleared and we decided that we should head back home before the storm started up again. We forgot to pack an ice scraper for this trip, but we discovered a new benefit to the American Express Platinum card. It makes a great ice scraper.
We had just left the Airbnb and we got burritos this morning. I have a breakfast burrito and then Moises has a chile relleno. And we are outside waiting to go into the Georgia O'Keeffe Museum.
5 minutes later.
So it looks like the Georgia O'Keeffe Museum is closed right now, so we're gonna go get some more junk food and then we'll probably just head back home.
It's really hard to do anything when we're in a pandemic and then while it's snowing as well. It's just like everything is shut down.
We stopped by the Santa Fe Plaza and the cathedral, and that area is usually full of tourists, shoppers, and vendors. But it was completely empty and quiet, probably because the wind chill was negative 10 degrees. And that was our quick little weekend getaway. Now onto the cost for this trip. Our food, snacks, and treats came out to $59.36. We used 5.43 gallons of gas on this trip, meaning that we spent $12.47 worth of gas driving to and from Santa Fe and driving around town. And finally, we spent $98.06 on the van rental for the night. All in all, we spent $169.89 on our one-night weekend getaway. Even though this trip was short and we didn't get to do as much as we wanted to, we still had a lot of fun spending time together and getting out of the house. And it gave us a much needed break from work and school. It was very unique getting to spend the night in a van during a record-breaking snowstorm, but it also taught us that we're way too spoiled to van life right now. One of the most interesting parts of traveling during COVID is seeing how different cities have gotten affected and seeing just how quiet and empty they are right now. We get to explore monuments and sites on our own instead of surrounded by people, and we may never get that chance again. So if you find yourself wanting to blow a couple $100s and you have some free time, a road trip is a great way to use it. You'll get some new experiences and you won't spend too much money. Anyways, thank you for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, then please like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to drink your water, and I'll see you on the next video.